Hello, my name is Thomas Norton, and I work in the Educational Technology Department at BJU Press. I'm showing you DeltaMath today. So in a previous video, I showed you how to make a class and add students to that class. Now I'm going to show you how to actually make an assignment in DeltaMath. So once you're logged into DeltaMath, you're going to go up to Create and Edit and create a standard assignment. This will bring you to a page that allows you to make an assignment and assign it to your class. On the left is where you'll actually build your assignment. Over here on the right, you'll see the different modules as we scroll down that DeltaMath has to offer. And each of these topics have different types of problems underneath them. They're also organized by class. So we have 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then algebra, geometry, algebra 2 problems, and there's even some pre-calculus problems down here. Now say I want to make this assignment, I'm teaching a geometry class and where you've just learned about quadrilaterals. If I want to build an assignment about quadrilaterals, I can just type in this search box, start typing quadrilaterals, and you'll see my options are going to come up. I'm going to scroll down here to geometry because I want to do some problems for my geometry class. Now, of course, quadrilaterals are talked about in a lot of these math classes, almost all of them. So they're going to come up in 6th grade. There's some in 7th grade. There's some in 8th grade. But by far, there's more down here as we get to algebra and geometry. So if I want to look at these quadrilateral properties, and again, I can click on these and it will expand to have even more options. And over here on the right, this allows you to preview what the students will see. Because DeltaMath gives randomized problems, your students aren't all going to see the same problems, but they're going to see a certain type. So these are question types. If you click on Identify Quadrilaterals, basic here, we can see what the student's going to be looking at. And all of these are going to do is ask you to fill in the sentence below with the description that most specifically applies to the quadrilateral. So we're looking at this quadrilateral. The question says, this quadrilateral is most specifically A. Okay, is it a square, a parallelogram, a rectangle, or just a generic quadrilateral? Using our quadrilaterals, we can look at this and know this is just a generic. Okay, it's not a square, it's not a rectangle. And we also need a because. Why is that? Because all angles are congruent, both sides are parallel. No sides are congruent or parallel. That's true for this one. And then the last one would be all sides are congruent. And we'll click submit. Yes, and it will tell us if we're right or wrong. You can also go on to a new problem. Also in this preview, you're able to see what kind of help DeltaMath will give. So if you get a question wrong, DeltaMath will walk you through the explanation about why your answer was wrong and what the correct answer should have been. So you're able to preview that. Once you're done previewing, hit back. And now we're ready to start building our assignment. So over here on the right, we're going to take our assignment name. We need to select a period. I'm going to assign this to second hour geometry. We can choose when to post our assignment. If we want to post it now, not right now, we'll let you save it and post it later. And then you can also set a time that you want your assignment to be made. Once you're done with that, we need to move over here to the skills section. Now this is where you're actually going to add these question types to your assignment. So what we were doing earlier was just previewing and looking at what types of questions we had, but now you're actually going to add them. So if I want to add and identify quadrilaterals, I'll hit the plus button there. It will add it over here on the left. I can require the number of problems. So I want my students to get one of those problems right. And what that will do is it will require students to do problems until they get that number correct. So it's not the number that you're giving them, it's the number they get correct. So if they get one wrong, it won't give them credit for it. The penalty here is if your student gets, so if you have your students are required to get 5 right and they get one wrong, it'll take one off of that score and require them to make it up. I'm going to turn that off for now. And then you can have it show an example and you can adjust the number of attempts. I'm also going to add on this one an area of quadrilaterals, and I'll just require one for that one too, just to show you how this works, and I'll have no penalty. Once you've added your assignments, you can add as many of these as you like. You can have them required, you can require as many as you like, and you can also move these around in their order if you would like to. Once we've filled our problem, our assignment, we need to set a due date. I'll set today as the due date at 4 o'clock. And then we can click Create Assignment. Once it's created, your students will be able to log into DeltaMath using the same way they were logging in before and see their assignments. So let's flip over and see what that looks like. I'm going to need to reload. And when I reload, I see that I have an assignment that my teacher's given me. And in this assignment, there's 2 different types. I need to identify quadrilaterals. I need to get one of those correct. And I need to find the area of quadrilaterals. I need to get one of those correct. So they'll click in and get started. Here is, this is a square because it has 4 congruent sides and 4 90-degree angles. So it's a square, and that's because all sides meet at right angles and it's equilateral or has 4 congruent sides. I'll click submit. Yes. And notice I'm 50% complete because I finished one of the problems that I needed to. I needed to get one wrong, or I needed to get one correct. Once your students have that one correct, they're going to hit next section up here to go to the next type. They can keep doing these if they'd like more practice. They can hit next problem and just keep working on them. We're going to move on to the next section. And then again, we're finding the area of this parallelogram. We would do this by finding our base and height. You can also, as a student, look at an example, and it will show you an example problem worked out. And then they can answer. Again, I'll show you what happens when you get the incorrect answer. In this case, because we gave 2 attempts, your students are able to try twice. So just tell them your answer is not correct. Try to find your mistake and give you another chance. And if they get that wrong, it will, like we saw when we were previewing the problem, show the problem worked out and show the correct solution. Once your student is done, they'll finish it and click submit. You'll be able to see as the teacher the progress that your students are making. You can actually monitor this in real time. And that is over here in the student data sign. Click view assignments. And this is the assignment we made. And here we can see that your student, our only student we have in this class, has finished 50%, and they finished the first problem in the first section, and they still haven't finished the problem in the second section yet. So I hope that you can find this tool helpful for you. This immediate feedback, I believe, and I found in my classes is very useful for students to be able to work on a problem, see if they're doing it the right way, and then correct and rework it as they build their skills in a math problem. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you can find great ways to use it, and I can't wait to hear how you're using it. And I hope you have a great day.